Couple of questions I get asked on the regular, whether it's online, in the street, in work, about sobriety and being sober. So the first one that I usually get asked, what made me wanted to stop drinking? It was on a Sunday where I went out with my kids up by us where we live is a nice big green to play football. I'm not into football, and but I made the effort of going up there, and I was out of breath within the first 2 minutes, and I was sat on the side when all the kids were playing. So that night, something hit me. So I started going on YouTube and searching how to get sober. I've tried it in the past, but I've never worked. There've been 1 or 2 days where I've gone and it is an addiction, and yeah, I tried it many a times and never worked. I think a couple of days maximum. But yeah, I was on YouTube searching how to get sober, and I come across a YouTube channel called Sober Starts, as many of you know, Rick. And I started watching his videos, and something hit me. I did not want that situation to happen to me. On the Monday, I got up that week and I said to myself, I'm going to stop drinking. And ever since, I haven't touched a drop. And I'm really grateful for it. And that's what started it. You miss drinking? Not one bit. Not one bit at all. I should have done it a long time ago. I'm talking years ago. I've been drinking for years, and no, I do not miss it at all. The things that it was doing to me, people I loved, and people I cared about, you just can't weigh it up. Once you become sober and see what your past is like, I find myself very emotional lately. Littlest things, if I'm on TikTok or YouTube, and where people are doing nice things for each other, homeless people and all that, I find a tear do be in the corner of my eye. Very emotional lately, but I never used to have that. I used to have didn't care about anything when I was drinking all the time, which is pretty sad, especially when you got a load of people around you that love you, care for you. But no, but do not miss it one bit. Do you feel better in yourself? Again, 100%, yeah. I When I was drinking, I'd struggle to get up for work, didn't want to go to work. Now I'm excited to go to work, excited to come back home from work to see my missus and the kids. Fitter, I've taken a little habit up. I was smoking when I was drinking as well. I was like smoking 30 fags a day, but I nipped that in the bud before I stopped drinking. But I had a vape now, but it's not as bad as smoking. You can still feel it on your chest, but health-wise, yeah, much better, much better. And plus, I can play football for 10 minutes now with the kids, so that's the main. Is your real name Rip? No, it's my nickname, but I can't remember the last time someone really called me by my real name. It's even on site inductions when we get inducted on new sites. I write it all in my real name, but within the second day, the site manager and everyone else on site is calling me Rip. But no, it's not my real name. My grandchild nicknamed me when I was younger. When I was born, my grandchild wanted to call me Richard, and obviously my mother called me my real name, which I'm going to leave my real name out of it at the moment. Perhaps in the future I'll disclose it. But no, everyone calls me Rip. But yeah, it's my nickname, my grandchild nickname, yeah. Was it hard at the beginning? Of course it was. And whoever says that it never is hard, it is really hard. At the beginning, I think it was 4 days in. I didn't think I'd do it, but I kept myself motivated and kept on saying to myself, "I've got to do it for the kids and the missus," which I was. But in myself, I was doing it for myself. So you got to be really willing to give it right up to achieve what I have achieved. And the whole point of this YouTube channel is to show my journey and help other people and show them is a positive side of coming out the other side of it. But yeah, it was hard. And how do I keep myself motivated? Like I said, the kids, the missus, and how do I keep myself busy? And at the beginning, I still do it now. Is the dog? The dog got a big part in this as well because where I would be drinking up the garage, and I banned myself from a garage for the first, I think it was 2 months. Yeah, taking the dog for a walk whenever at the beginning, whenever I felt like a drink, you would grab the dog and take him for a walk and see if the kids would want to go. And sometimes they would, sometimes they wouldn't. But yeah, at the beginning, sorry about my throat. At the beginning, I mucked up with gambling. I tried substituting alcohol with gambling. I think that was in my head, and I have slipped up since that once, a couple of times actually, but not as much. Oh yeah, there was the one other time where I think it was £200 I blew. Um, watching on YouTube, K9 Fruits, I think it was, of him using £200, and then he was getting up to £1,000. And obviously, it didn't work for me. I tried it, and gambling is just as bad as drinking, in my opinion. You got to keep yourself away from it. And at the moment, I have been gambling for the last 3 4 weeks, perhaps 5 weeks. But yeah, that's another problem on his own. Gambling is it, and when I was drinking, that was really bad because I tried to get money to supply and play my credit card, which I was hiding from her, buying the cans on the way home, and just try to keep on top of the bills without her actually noticing where the money was actually going. But I've come out with all the truth of that, and she knows everything about that now. So that's the good part of being sober as well. You don't tend to have to lie as you was when you was drunk, because you're doing the right thing. In my opinion, I'm doing the right thing at the moment, and I have got no reason to lie anymore. If I had to give advice to someone that's quit drinking, I done it the wrong way, I think, but it worked for me. I done it cold turkey, but you plan it. And at the beginning, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was just taking it day by day, which I think it was the wrong way to go around it. Make an action plan. It was when I first started this channel. It was a guy commenting of say you make an action plan, and I never knew what he was on about, to be honest. And but now it makes sense. If I had to go back, yes, I would make an action plan of what if you got tempted into drinking again, and rather than just try to work it out on that day, you're better off making an action plan, writing something down, and putting things in place. So if it did occur, you would have something to look on to say, right, this is what I do, rather than try to work it out as you was going. Like I did. I've practically done it the hard way, but it have worked, but it won't work for everybody else. Everybody else is different. So yeah, do an action plan. Perhaps there's another video on that of what an action plan is actually about, sort of thing. So yeah, we'll have a look into that to make a nice video of that. But yeah, action plan all the way, and obviously you gotta be willing to give everything up. Um, you can't just want to quit drinking for a couple of days. If you want to do it, you gotta go all in. I got a saying, if you want something you never had, you got to do something you never did. And I stand by that. And hopefully this year I'm going to have that tattooed on my back, because it is a nice saying and a quote, a motivation quote, if you call it. How do I stay sober? Uh, I try and get myself out of situations where I'm not around alcohol. Sometimes it can't be prevented. In my journey so far, I think I've twice I've gone to a wedding, still I'm drunk, and all fairness to the missus, I think we left there. It was supposed to be until call it 12 o'clock. We left there at 10. Because she don't know what I heard her, but I could hear her saying to her mother, "We gotta go because it's not fair on Rip," and which that meant something deeply within myself, because she noticed that it is temptation, but I went to support her because it was her niece's wedding, and I appreciate her, making that suggestion of let's go. I don't bother with too many people these days. Most of my friends drink alcohol. The boys that I work with drink alcohol. At the beginning, they stopped drinking alcohol in the van, but they're back at it. But it doesn't phase me. Um, you got to make your mind stronger than it is. They do wind me up sometimes. They go, "Do you want a can?" And response is every time no, straight away. And I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of activities with the kids. Um, my favourite one at the moment is actually frog hunting, where we take the dog for a walk. Is a nice lane path. Then it must be all frogs a crossing every night. So the baby loves that, and to see the smile on his face, it's something that I have achieved through being alcohol free. Well, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.